Hello and welcome back, guys. So in this particular session what I'll be showing you is how do we create a data table. Okay, so suppose we have an investment, return and period. Okay, so if we change the investment or investment will be same, basically 1 million, but if we change the return and then period, how will that impact, right? So our basic formula for this kind of calculation will be, so that's future value FV, future value future value is equals to present value times 1 plus rate to the power your period. Okay, or you could say time as well. That's our formula. Okay, normally used formula. So based on that formula I'll just calculate the return first of all. So basically our thing is, that's our present value into 1 plus our rate is this, right? And then our time period is this. So our investment will be 1.2 million, right? After how many years? After 5 years. So 5 वर्षपछि यति हुन्छ. So त्यसपछि गएर what we can do is let's say if the return is 5%, right? What I'll do is I'll just convert this into a percentage table. Okay, percentage, first is 5, second is 10, 15, or we could just go 10, 15, 20, 25, 30%, right? And then in the other column, in the C column, what I'll do is I'll just put up the period. Okay, so let's go 5, 7, 10, 12, 15, 18, 20, 25, and then I'll go 30. Okay, these are the period that you want to stay within that particular investment. Okay, so how do we create a data table? So first what we need to do is just select our column with our row. Okay, so this will be our table. Okay, first of all, and then what we will need to do is go to our data, go to what if analysis, go to data table, and then what's our row input cell? Our row input cell is the period, right? This is our row input cell. Our column input is a return, right? Okay, that's our data table. Okay, so let's see, let's check it. So these into 1 plus this value to the power 5 or to the power time period, right? Okay, so what I have made a mistake is that I have to change the row over here. Okay, so our row input is this guy and then our column input is this guy. Okay, now our answer is pretty good, right? Let's change this again, let's check one more time, and that 211 something blah blah, right? So all you need to do is that basically if you're computing this kind of data table, what we need to do is that basically first of all compute your formula in the first cell. After that write your return, put your period, and then select the table, go to data, what if data analysis, go to your data table. In the row section what you will do is you will put up the period. This is the row section, right? No, what you will do is the row section is this, you will put up the return. Okay, put up the return. In the column section put up the period. Okay, and just do okay. That's how we get our data table. So basically if the return is 10% and if the period is 5 years, your investment will be 1.6 million. If you put that particular amount for, let's say 30 years at 10% return, you will get 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, right? So you will get 17 million return, right? Yep, 167, right? 17 crore, right? And then if you put it for 30 years at 30 percentage return, well, how much return will you get? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, right? So you'll get 2 arb 61 करोड़ 79,95,944. That's how much you will get return. Okay, so similarly you could do it for any other kind of things as well. Okay, so you could basically do it for any other table as well. I could change this into different formats. I could change the colors, right? So similarly, let's do for something else. Let's say a plant. Let's say a plant or anything which grows. Okay, let's say a water. Let's do something sort of investment. Okay, investment or savings, FD, right? So if you have a FD of, let's say, 100,000 or 150,000, and your return is basically, it's a fluctuating return, or just let's just keep it fixed, 6%. And the period that you want to be invested within the market is, let's say, 2 years, right? So in the first column, what do you need to do? You will need to compute the formula. Our formula computation is, what will be our future value? It is basically present value into 1 plus rate of return to the power number of period, right? That's our thingy. A return for 2-year period at 6%, right? So similarly, if the return percentage changes, okay, so if it is, first of all, let's assign this thing as a percentage. Let's say the percentage is 8, and then let's say if it goes to 9%, if it is not 9%, let's go 6.5. oh man, why are you changing it? 6.5, 7, 7.5. You're doing that same thing again. And then 8, next percentage that we will have is 8.5, and then 9%, right? That's it. So our period will be basically, if you wanna keep it for 2 year, 4 year, 5, 6, 7.5, 10. That's it, right? You can go how much ever you want. So to compute this, how much will be our value? I'll just show it to you as well. Okay, so if you're putting this particular amount at how much, 1 plus our rate of return is 6%, or no, in this case it is this guy, right? And then to the power, our number of period is that. Okay, so you will get 133.8. okay, so you could do the same thing as well. Okay, so I'll just show it to you how easily you can do that. So what I'll do is I'll just fix this column, so it's not it's an absolute reference, not relative reference. Okay, into 1 plus rate of return, that's our rate of return, right? And then what I'll do is I will do F4. Okay, row will be locked but not a column. Okay, the column will change, and to the power, and now we need to lock the row, not the column. F4 again. That's it. That's our value, right? So I'll just create a data table from my formula. Okay, so using the fill handle, I will just pull it up until over here, and I will pull it up 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 Okay, so this one is not needed, right? Now if I do the same thing with a data table, what happens is, first of all we will select the table, okay, and then after that go to your data, go to what if analysis, data table. Our row input will be basically in this guy over here, the return, and then our column input will be our period. If you do okay, you see all of the values match. See how easy it is? So that's how data table helps us to do different kind of things. Okay, so basically you could even change this kind of thing as well. You could even do like this thing is our value, right? This thing is our investment, so you could basically let's say if this is our investment and all kind of thing, so this into 1 plus 5% to the power period is that, right? That's our investment in 5 years at the rate 5% return, right? So if you use goal-seek, so set the value to, so if you want, let's say 20 million, 2 million, right? 2 million, and then nope, I will have to change this. What if analysis goal-seek, that table you want the value to be 20 million. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5, right? By changing which cell you want to change the period or you want to change the return percentage. So if you change the period, then that will be under your control, right? Your return is not under your control. So if you do that, okay, it will take 14 years. Okay, so similarly what you could do is that you again use goal-seek, change that value to 20 million. 2 3 4 5, right? And then what you could do is that you could change the return percentage. So since that thingy, since our period has already been changed, so let's just reverse the period. Okay, let's reverse it to 4. So in 4 years you have to make how much? 2 million, right? How much return will you need? In order to do that, let's change this to 22 million. First of all, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so by changing which cell? The period. Okay, not period, the return. See, you will require 19% return to double your investment within 4 years. Okay, so yeah, this is how we can use data table along with goal-seek function to basically calculate different scenarios with two different variables. Okay, two different variables. The variables are your return percentage and your period. Okay, these are the two variables. So we could even use different more than two variables as well. So in goal-seek you can only change one particular variable, whereas in data table you can change two variables. And we will learn scenario manager, in which, or we will use solver, in which we can change more than 3-4 variables as well and put a constraint as well. Okay, so that we will learn in the next session. Until that time, have a good one, take care, bye bye.